What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Ance Armstrong back again. The moment y'all have all been waiting for. We've acquired Chipper Jones and no money spent. Didn't spend a single dollar in this game. Honestly, didn't even flip a whole lot either, right? Just from playing the game, we've acquired Chipper. No money spent. Let me walk you through my process and my approach to going about and completing collections in MLB The Show 21 this year. So first thing right out the gate, we gotta have a plan. We gotta be focused on it. Of course, collections, we know that they cost a lot based off the show zone. Link to that down in the description below if you want to keep up with what the prices are right now. If you're watching this video later on in the year, who knows, prices are going to fluctuate. It's around 2 million stubs to complete the live series collection to collect Chipper Jones. And you look at that and you're like, wow, that is a ton of stubs. Like, that's impossible, right? There's just no shot. It definitely is doable though. You have to have a game plan though. You got to figure out what your approach is going to be. Personally, for my approach is I go by division and then league, right? So I knock it out divisionally by divisionally, one at a time, and then I go into the leagues from there. So for me, I started with the National League. I knew I wanted to get that Soriano, and so I started with the NL West. From that point, I had about 400,000 subs. I was able to knock out the NL West all at once, and then from there, I went on into the Central and then the East after that, right? And so in doing so, I'm able to see like real progress. I'm able to have Soriano already on my squad, and that is going to make a pretty significant impact. It can kind of help you mentally as well, right? We have half the collections done. We have one division done. We're 1/6 of the way to Chipper Jones, 1/3 of the way to either David Ortiz or Alfonso Soriano, who are both really good cards as well. Plus, as well, with those divisional rewards, you're going to be able to get those collection rewards for the division as well. For example, if we're looking at my lineup right now, obviously you can see I got Steve Finley out here in left field. And when you look at him, I'm batting 419 with Steve Finley, 1600 OPS, right? So I was able to get Steve Finley quickly because I started with the NL West collection, and then that has provided a benefit to me. Now my team is better for ranked seasons, or was, you know, he was a significant upgrade for my team for ranked seasons at that time. That provided a benefit. I was able to win some more ranked games. He was eligible for the event, so helped me win some event games. I was able to start getting a paralleled, and it was not to mention I had all the other NL West cards as well. And so that provided a lot of value to me, right? Instead of just picking and piecing a couple teams here and there, one in each division as we go, I was able to start with the NL West, add good cards to my team, and have a feasible squad right out the gate for just a couple 100,000 stubs, because I was able to utilize those collection rewards, which is another big thing I did. I pretty much only used non-sellable players. Really, everybody on my team right now is non-sellable, but especially at that time, I really only utilized non-sellable players, and anything else I sold. So that's kind of another little key aspect, is you want to go through and be selling everything. And it may not sound like a lot. Let's look at some examples here. So let's say you want to start with the American League. Doesn't really matter what division, but let's say you just have some Pirates cards. It can be easy to say, oh, I have, you know, some of these Pirates cards. I'm just gonna hold on to them. I'm gonna need them for that Pirates collection later on anyway, right? Well, here's the kicker. Take a look at Colin Moran here, Todd Frazier, JT Brubaker. That's not a bad one. He's 200 stubs right now. Let's go look at some of their commons actually. 81 stubs. Hunter Owen is randomly 799 stubs. I should go sell this guy right here, actually. You know what? Congratulations, whoever had that at 491. You got him. There you go. 60 stubs. It doesn't sound like a lot, but if you have hundreds of orders at these stub counts, it's gonna add up. And especially for some of these bonds, let's just take a look at Chad Cole, right? Let's say he's 207 subs right now. We look at his marketplace, definitely a downward trend. Early on, he was over 300 stubs. He's trending down now, especially in the last couple of days. You can see it with these silvers as well, is that they're going to decrease in value over time. So when you can sell them for several hundred subs right now, and you're able to utilize that to help you knock out other collections, then you can come back and buy them at a cheaper price. Pirates are one of the better ones for that, because a lot of people are going for the Pirates. We can see here the Reds aren't bad either. I mean, several hundred subs. Let's see, the Marlins are usually another good one, because these are the cheaper collections, so everyone goes and sets out to complete those out the gate, and it then inflates their prices over other similar overall cards. And again, it may not sound like a lot, but these stubs are going to add up, especially if you do it team by team. I guarantee you have some cards in your collection that are selling, and there's a decent amount of stubs. Not to mention from there, we can expand it out to equipment, right? Pretty much all that's not sellable. Like even these silver bats, again, it's not going to be much. But hey, 47 stubs, it can be a little bit tedious, but it adds up really quickly. There's a pair of sunglasses there, 74 stubs, right? We can keep expanding that sponsorships, stadiums, unlockables. Especially with the jerseys now, right? It can be easy to just have some jerseys that you don't even know about that are selling for, you know, a decent amount of subs. I have these Tiger jerseys right here. They're selling for 2,200 subs. I have no idea where you even got those from. I think maybe the event. I think that's where I got it from. Boom, 2,200 subs right there. Again, none of this in its own is worth a ton, but another 1,300. When you start to add it all up and you extrapolate it out upon itself, you're getting some significant value in doing so. Not to mention that if you're then going for specific divisions as well, you're getting the stub rewards back for the teams and the division. You get a couple thousand subs for collecting the divisions, which, hey, again, every sub counts early on. Now, another thing to consider as well when you're deciding where to go is that these high diamonds for some of the top end cards, Trout, Acuna, and DeGrom, have been rising. We see DeGrom's actually taking a slight dip in the last day, but we can see a pretty significant trend up line for these high diamonds. I do expect that to continue for a little bit, so not a bad idea to start out with a division that contains some of these high diamonds. I would say the best two divisions to start, if you're going to start AL, start with AL West. If you're going to start NL, probably start NL East. I started NL West because at the time it had a lot more high diamonds, but none of those high diamonds have been increasing in price like we have with DeGrom and Acuna. So I'd start with one of those two based off if you want to go AL or NL. And then again, we're selling everything else and just focusing on getting those cards. Once you have enough subs to pick up that division or a team within that division and still have some left over, that's probably a good time to go through and pick those up, because you want to make sure you have those subs left over so you're able to flip with, invest in the market. You don't want to be left with no subs. Like we got 15K right now. I probably should have a little bit more, but we got Chipper, so that's all that matters. So now that you kind of have your approach down with where you're going to start, right? What divisions are you going to go for? What league are you going to go for? You kind of have your game plan together. You have your process and what you're going to do in terms of collections. Now, of course, you do need some stubs. As I said, I have not been really flipping a whole lot. I have flipped some, but not too much. The majority of my stubs did not come from flipping, and I haven't had any pack luck either. My best pull is Tatis, which it was a good pull, but that's like one of maybe 5 or 6 diamonds I've pulled all through the free packs that we've gotten. And I bought a couple packs here and there, but I haven't had any diamond crazy 90 plus diamond pulls. I haven't pulled the Trout or Acuna or DeGrom. I haven't done any of that. So this was really all earned stubs. And of course, we have all sorts of content that's going to be keeping you up with how to make subs throughout the year. So you definitely want to subscribe, check out some of our Market Mondays, things like that. But in general, the big rule of thumb that I have that I tell people is just to take what the game gives you. This game is very rewarding for you if you just play. Find a program and attack that program and move on from there. So if we come in here, we look at the programs. Obviously, any program, you don't really have to attack it, but you're gonna make progress through the any program just as you go, right? That's just a natural occurrence, which is going to happen. You get to these classic packs, 11,000 for Austin Riley. They're probably all around that 10, 11,000 mark. Doesn't sound like a lot, but hey, that's a low level diamond for a team you're trying to collect, right? We come in here and we get up to the boss packs. Let's take a look at Lee Smith, 58,000. Again, not a ton, but that's halfway to a high level diamond, halfway to a 90 plus diamond. That is going to add up significantly, of course, and you're getting all these packs and stubs as you go. So definitely a good focus to have on the inning program, but that's a little bit more passive. Some of the other things I've loved so far this year, the events. Of course, we're getting all the free packs. We're getting 2 diamond players as well. At this point, the price of these has gone down a little bit, but hey, 53K for Miggy is, it's not too bad. It's in line with where it has been. Again, 53K. If you do your event and you get to the 40 wins here and you get your boss from the second inning program, all of a sudden you've made 100K from those 2 cards right there. You know, that's a fourth of the way to Trout. That's halfway to Acuna. That's almost enough to get to Grom. You can pick up Garrett Cole with that. That is going to help out significantly. And that's not including all of these extras you're getting. Not to mention, you have the same with the BR program as well. And this has been very rewarding too. So, of course, BR program, you get these. So you get 4 of these silver packs. Those sell for about 1,000 stubs a piece in those players. These gold packs sell for about 5,000 to 6,000 stubs a piece if you get those players. So again, we're talking about another low level diamond that you're picking up. Plus, you're getting some extra stubs along the way. You'll get the redraft packs from BR, and you get some ballin packs towards the end of it. And of course, you get the Clemente 40K. You get the BR 12-0 guys, 85K for George Brett. So if we do our events, our BR program, and while we're doing that, we're naturally going to knock out the second inning program. I mean, we almost have Mike Trout just from that right there. And that is a huge chunk of subs and a huge chunk of progress that we've made into our collections. And we're not doing any flipping. We're not doing anything like that. We're simply just playing the game and taking what the game gives us. Of course, there's 12 days left in this season 2 program. We have a new event coming out really soon, but those will refresh and there will be new rewards that will probably sell for even more at that point, right? There will be new, better, more rewarding cards and packs to go after. And of course, if you mix in a little bit of flipping with that bankroll here and there, if you have a 200,000 stub bankroll, you can make quite a bit of stubs. I made 60K stubs in 1 hour the other day with a 150K stub starting bankroll. And honestly, I could have done better than that, right? So it's gonna build upon itself very quickly. And of course, during all that time as well, while you're also getting any program progress, you'll be making team affinity progress. As you play innings with these cards in the division, you'll make progress. I haven't done a lot of showdowns, and I'm pretty much almost done with all the team affinities. I need a little bit more, but I'm very close to being at the end of it. And almost all of it has just come from playing the game and getting innings with these divisional players. They also upped this as well. If we go into our missions, they upped this as well. 250 innings is going to give you 10 TA points. So that's pretty significant. And of course, you're getting the cards, which will help your team. But more importantly, you get these bronze and silver packs. Hey, that could save you. I mean, 4 live series players there. We've seen how some of those bronzes can be 2,500 stubs. That could save you a couple thousand stubs there. Of course, you get stubs as you go, and then you get the packs. You get another one of those bronze packs, right? So get through these and get your 2 AL East bronze and silver packs and get 8 cards that you no longer have to go out and purchase to collect. You're gotten those for free. Maybe those don't end up being worth a whole lot of stubs, but maybe you got lucky. I remember out of one of mine, I got Ohtani while he was still a silver. He was on for like 3-4K stubs. Hey, that saved me 3 to 4K in doing the Angels collection, which was already expensive enough. Then of course you have your ball-ins and your team affinity packs, more ball-ins, another one of these bronze silvers, another team affinity pack. Who knows what you're going to get out of that? You know, at some point you open enough packs, you're going to pull something good. It still hasn't happened for me yet, but it'll happen at some point, right? You'll get a couple diamond pulls. Maybe you get a Trout. Maybe you get a Acuna. Maybe a DeGrom. Who knows, right? You could have something good in here. But even if you don't, again, back to our method of selling absolutely everything, those are going to add up relatively quickly in terms of building up your stub roll. It surprises me every time. It really does. I'll go through. I have 15K right now. I went through and started clearing out my inventory, which I haven't done. I need to keep on top of it. If I went through and cleared out my inventory, I'd easily be up closer to 50K. And I've cleared out all my golds and diamonds already. That's just silvers, bronzes, a couple commons that are selling, some equipment I have dupes of, maybe some jerseys I need to go through and sell, some ritual sponsorships, stadiums, all of those things. All of a sudden you make like 40, 50K subs just clearing out your inventory. That's going to, of course, give you significant progress. So again, we're taking what the game is going to give you. Just complete what the programs are. Find one and go after. If you want to go for the BR one, go for BR. If you want to go for the events, go for events. If you want to go for team affinity and you don't want to do it passively, you can knock out showdowns, complete all your second inning missions. Next thing you know, you're going to start getting that momentum. This game is going to reward you a significant amount just for playing, and that's only going to increase as the year goes on as well. And if you want to keep up with any of the new content that is coming out in terms of what you should be doing as the year goes on past this date, because obviously we're second inning program here, a lot is going to change between now and a couple months. If you're still going after chipper, be sure to hit us up on Twitch. We stream almost every day of the week, always going after the new content. I'm always there to help answer any questions you have. The link for that is in the description below. Now, of course, one of the best things you can do, we mentioned a little bit earlier, but one of the best things you can do to supplement the stubs you're making just from playing the game is, of course, working the market. If you have a big bankroll, it is possible to make quite a bit of stubs on the market. And we do have a lot of videos on this channel. We do a weekly video every Monday, Market Monday, coming out every Monday afternoon, where we talk about exactly what we're looking at doing to make subs that week based off what the content's coming out. So definitely subscribe to the channel, check out that to get a more updated time frame and look at what we're doing. But of course, flipping can have a huge impact on your success in terms of making stubs. And one of the best things about flipping is that you can kind of do it passively. There's a couple ways I go about that. One, let's say you're playing events or BR, or you're doing showdowns. In between a showdown, in between a BR game, in between an event game, I'll just come in here, you know, filter out the market, find the place I'm comfortable with. We have a lot of flipping tutorials on the channel talking about that. Find the place I'm comfortable with, and then I'll come through and you can just, you know, do a little bit of casual flipping. I can pull up the show zone, link to the description, that down below, and they have a new feature where you can see the profit per minute on cards. So it's looking at the margins of those cards and then how quickly those cards are actually moving in the marketplace to show you, hey, here's how much profit you can make per minute if you were sitting there flipping that. Right now, I'm looking at it. Tatis Jr., of course, he's an expensive card. You have to have the bankroll to be able to go after it. But yeah, we can see that margin right there. He has a 6,300 profit per minute expected right now, right? So that is huge. That's massive. We can flip them once. That's doing us a lot of good. We don't have to spend 8 hours here flipping straight. I can spend 15 minutes here, make a couple thousand subs, go play a game, spend another 15 minutes, make a couple thousand, go through, sell some stuff. Maybe I'll come in here, mix in some gold equipment as well. These usually have pretty good margins. I can rinse and repeat while I'm doing other things. I don't have to sit down here and just flip mindlessly all day. I flipped for 12 hours straight last year at one point. It was terrible. Hated every second of it, right? I'm more of a 15, 30 minute, put a couple orders in kind of guy, and you can still find a lot of profit in doing that. Now, one other thing I do like to do as well is what I call overnight flipping. Of course, if you're not playing the game, you're going to be away for a while. Your subs aren't doing anything if they're just sitting in your account. So one thing I like to do, and this is why another reason it's important to have a nice big bankroll, overnight flips. Let's take a look. Let's see if we can find some here. So let's take a look at this batter's leg guard, for example. Of course, we would look up the price of this to make sure it's a good. We can use the Show Nation. We use whatever for that. But if we look on the right side of the screen, right, if we look at the sell orders, we can see it goes from 15,001 and it jumps up to 16,700. That is a pretty significant jump. So if we came in here, I could put an order in at 15,002. If I'm going to bed overnight, a lot of the time, especially equipment, we'll see that dip overnight with those. Maybe I can pick it up at 15,000, wake up the next morning, sell it for 22. I just made 5K for doing nothing. The 10 seconds it took for me to put in the order, I made 5,000 stubs. These orders take longer to go through, but if you're not going to be on anyway, if you're not going to be playing, what does it matter? You can do the same thing with live series cards as well. Just take whatever sell price it is, maybe find a low that it's been at the last couple of days, undercut that by a little bit, and hey, somebody's got to get lucky every once in a while and get a card for really cheap. We don't have any sniping in the show, but every once in a while the markets dip on a card. And hey, why can't you be the lucky guy that comes in, scoops one up for way less than it usually goes for, and flips it for 100% profit? Nothing wrong with that. That's easy subs, doesn't take any time, super passive as well, which I like. I like it a little bit more of the passive flips. I don't have all day to be sitting in here laser eyeing the market, staying on top of it all. Now, finally, let's go over our last point here. Arguably most importantly, but just understand this, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. You don't have to have chipper done in a week. You don't have to have them done in a month. But if you're wanting to get chipper and you come in with the right mindset and the right approach and you dedicate yourself to going after that chipper, you will be able to get Chipper Jones. But we all progress differently, right? And that's perfectly fine. We don't all have to be on the exact same step. We don't have to have all the exact same stubs. You could get them in August. That's just as big of an accomplishment for you then that is what matters. And it can be a mental game. Again, you see that it takes 2 million stubs, and that seems daunting if you've been playing for a month and you have 250,000 stubs. That can be daunting. It can be a little intimidating, but trust me, it is more doable than you think. I used to think the exact same thing back when I first started in Diamond Dynasty, especially 17-ish, 18, when we started to have the collections, people were prominent. I just thought they were impossible. I never even tried to go about doing it because I didn't even think it was a remote possibility to complete. And then I realized once I changed my mindset and actually started going for them, how feasible they really were and how I would be able to actually accomplish those goals. So if you go in thinking it's going to be impossible, I promise you it probably will be. But if you go in and you think you're going to be able to do it and you think you'll be able to accomplish it, and you really go after it, you will be able to get Chipper Jones, no money spent. You'll have a God squad. You'll have an insane team. But again, we have to have a plan. We got to be focused, right? I go one division by a time, feed that into a league. That way I can get those rewards better, quicker, and more often. And we're going to take what the game's going to give you, right? Take all those programs, all those player rewards, even tops now. Don't be afraid to sell. I don't have Buxton on my team right now because I sold some of my extra tops now, guys, so I could get Chipper, right? I made that sacrifice. I got Chipper. That was totally worth it for me. Third thing we're going to do, don't be afraid to play around in the market a little bit. Get some flipping, especially if you have a solid bankroll. That can be a great way to stimulate how many stubs you have and really speed up the process in terms of getting Chipper. And then, of course, our final tip, maybe the biggest one, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Don't be afraid to take your time. You don't have to be the fastest. You don't have to be the first. If you're wanting to get it done and you get it done, that's an accomplishment, and that's what matters. That does do it. That's my approach for going after and getting Chipper Jones. No money spent. We did it in about a month, and that's with all the server issues we were having. I work a full-time job as well, so it's not as if I sit here and play 8 hours a day. So honestly, I'm pretty proud with that speed and that time and how we were able to do it. If you have any questions about it, what should your approach be? If you need any more details, any more information, you want me to go more in depth on anything, be sure to hit me up down in the comment section below. I don't respond to everybody, but I try to. I try to be as responsive as I possibly can. I get it back around to most people. Some people sometimes slip through the cracks. Don't be afraid to hit me up on Twitter as well. You can find that link in the description. You can slide in my DMs, or you can hit me up on Twitch during one of our live streams. We got several hundred people hanging out per night in our live streams, talking baseball, talking MLB The Show, talking sports. We have a lot of very heated food discussions as well. It's a great time. Definitely encourage you to check that out as well. As always, if you enjoyed this video, definitely be sure to leave a like and subscribe so you know when all the new content is coming out. All of our new stuff making videos, all our new MLB The Show gameplay videos, and all that are coming out. Been an incredible year so far, and I do appreciate each of y'all. On the road to 15K subscribers. Absolutely insane to think about. Until next time, though, I'll catch y'all around.